let's talk about something that we all deal with every single time we get behind the wheel, but maybe don't think about enough: restricted views. What if I told you that a jacket you tossed on the back seat, or even just the way your car is built, could be hiding an entire vehicle from you? It sounds crazy, right? Well, today we're going to dive deep into this. It's one of the most critical and honestly, most overlooked parts of staying safe on the road. So think about this for a second. Could a simple backpack sitting on your passenger's seat really, truly hide an entire motorcycle that's pulling up next to you? It seems impossible, but because of the way sightlines and perspective work, the answer is 100% yes. And that's exactly why this is so important. It shows how a tiny, innocent little blind spot can actually be a huge, dangerous one. All right, so now that I've got your attention, let's get into it. Let's break down what's actually causing these problems. We're going to identify all the culprits, the everyday things that create these dangerous gaps in what you can see. And I bet you'll be surprised by how many of these you face on every single drive without even realizing. So when we say a restricted view, what are we really talking about? Well, put simply, it is anything, and I mean anything at all, that gets in the way of your full 360-degree bubble of awareness. Think of it like that. You're in this bubble, and anything that pokes a hole in it, inside or outside the car, is a restricted view. It's a gap where a hazard could be hiding. Of course, there are the obvious ones, right? The ones we all know. You're stuck behind a massive semi-truck, and you can't see a single thing ahead. That's a no-brainer. We all know to be extra careful in those situations. But honestly, the real day-to-day dangers, they're a lot sneakier than that. Yeah, it's the stuff we barely even register that can really get you. You know, like those overgrown bushes at an intersection that completely hide the crosswalk, or a building on a tight corner that blocks your view of oncoming traffic. Heck, even a big street sign can hide a pedestrian for that split second that matters most. These are the threats we've got to be actively looking for. And get this, some of the sneakiest culprits are right there in the car with you. It could be your friend in the passenger seat leaning forward to mess with the radio. It could be some groceries you piled on the back seat. And here's the wild part. It can even be the pillars of your own car. The things literally designed to save you in a crash can create huge blind spots. Okay, so we've laid out the problems. Now for the good part. Let's talk solutions. In this next bit, we're going to walk through some super simple but incredibly powerful pre-drive checks. These will totally transform your visibility and put you back in control before you even start the engine. First things first, your seat position. This isn't just about being comfy, it's about being in command. So, number one, set your height so your eyes are about halfway up the windshield. This gives you the best possible view. 2, slide your seat forward or back so your knees are still a little bent when you're pushing the pedals all the way down. This gives you way more control. 3, keep your seat back pretty upright, around 100 degrees or so. And finally, number 4, adjust your headrest so the top of it is level with the top of your head. That's not a pillow, it's to stop you from getting whiplash. All right, now for a total game changer. It's called the BGE mirror method. That stands for Blind Zone Elimination. Now, this is going to feel really weird at first, but just trust me on this one. After you've got your rear view mirror set, I want you to lean your head all the way to the left, almost touching the driver's side window. Then adjust that mirror so you can just barely see the side of your car. Now, do the same for the other side. Lean over towards the center console and adjust the passenger mirror until you can just see the edge of your car from that angle. You're basically pointing the mirrors outward to see what your rear view mirror can't. And here's why that is so important. Just look at the difference. On the left, that's how most people set their mirrors. See that huge, dangerous blind spot? That's exactly where other cars disappear. But on the right, with the BGE method, poof, it's almost gone. You've basically created this seamless, panoramic view all around you. The change in your awareness is just wow. But I need to be absolutely crystal clear about this. Even with the most perfectly set mirrors in the world, nothing, and I mean nothing, replaces a good old-fashioned shoulder check. That quick, physical glance over your shoulder before you move over is your final, best line of defense. It is not optional. It is not negotiable. You have to do it. Okay, so your car is all set up. Your mirrors are perfect. Your seat is in the command position. But driving isn't static, right? The road is always changing. So now, let's get into the active, defensive strategies you need to use while you're actually moving to handle these blind spots in real time. Let's talk about one of the most common problems, the A-pillar. You know what I'm talking about, that thick pillar on either side of your windshield. It's built like a tank to protect you in a crash, which is great, but that also means it's wide enough to completely hide a person, a cyclist, even another car. This is where you have to be proactive. So what's the trick? It's actually pretty simple. You have to do the head bob. I'm serious. As you approach a corner or an intersection, just lean forward and back a little. Move your head around to peek around that pillar. It changes your line of sight. Slow down a bit, give yourself an extra second to see what's there. And please, always, always look twice. Merging has to be one of the most stressful things we do in a car, and it's where blind spots are at their worst. So let's just boil it down to 3 golden rules. Rule 1, signal early. Let everyone know what you're planning to do. 2, plan ahead. Don't wait until the last second. Find your gap in traffic way in advance. And rule number 3, you guessed it, that final, mandatory, non-negotiable shoulder check. Now, we've talked a lot about the human element, what you as a driver can do. But let's be real, modern cars have some pretty amazing technology built right in to help us out. So let's talk about how to use these systems as your high-tech co-pilot. The toolkit we have now is just incredible. You've got blind spot monitoring, that little light in your mirror that tells you someone's there. You've got 360-degree cameras that give you this amazing bird's eye view, which is a lifesaver in parking lots. Then there's rear cross traffic alert, which screams at you if a car is coming when you're backing up. And autonomous emergency braking, which can literally slam on the brakes for you to prevent a crash. It's amazing stuff. But, and this is the most important thing I can say about all this tech, it is your co-pilot. It is not the pilot. You are still the one flying the plane. These systems are there to help you, to be an extra set of eyes, to be a safety net. They are not, and never will be, a replacement for you paying attention. Because at the end of the day, when you strip it all the way, the mirrors, the tech, all of it, it really just comes down to one thing: you. The single most important, most irreplaceable safety feature in any car on the road is an alert, engaged, and aware driver. It's you. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. After hearing all this, what's one small thing you're going to change this week to see better on the road? Are you going to finally try out that BGE mirror setup? Are you going to make that head bob a new habit at intersections? Just pick one thing and make it part of your driving DNA. Stay safe out there.
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.